I told you that in 2024, Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, Warzone, and Zombies all had some pretty large content and gameplay altering offerings. Well, luckily that's the case with substantial offerings already known on the horizon in both the near and distant viewpoints. So today we're taking a look at some of what to expect in regards to all three of those playable experiences, what's upcoming, and what you should look out for. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below, what you're looking forward to, drop a like if you enjoy the video, and make sure to subscribe for more Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, X Defiant, and other FPS related content here on the channel. I'd love to have in the community. For now though, let's jump into the big gameplay changes coming in the new year. Starting out on the multiplayer side of things here for Modern Warfare 3, there's a handful of things that both larger and smaller scale are already known, and again, we see upcoming in both Season 1 Reloaded, Season 2, and beyond. Firstly, in the near future, Modern Warfare 3 ranked play will be making a return here with Season 1 Reloaded, where that does look to work the exact same way as we saw it within Modern Warfare 2. Maybe there is some sort of tweaking and tuning, but for the time being, you can basically expect it to be the same system in place. You'll have the divisions of Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Crimson, Iridescent, and Top 250, with the way you gain and lose SR simply coming down to wins and losses. You win matches, you gain SR, you lose matches, you lose SR, with individual performance being the impact on the quantity of how much you gain or lose, but the basic fact of winning will gain you and losing will lose you will remain. Starting off, all players will be in Bronze. In other seasons, refreshes will happen with one skill division lower than the season end prior, minus Crimson and higher. Everybody then will reset down to Diamond. Ranked play should also offer up, as we see previously with Modern Warfare 2, different rewards like the smaller items of charms, emblems, uniforms, and then in Modern Warfare 2 there was a veteran camo for 100 wins plus a blueprint at points, and also Season 5 offered genuine camos for placement too, which was cool. I'd love to see all those still happening, but Modern Warfare 3 ranked play will be introduced here, and honestly I'm looking forward to that. I know that the whole meme is, yeah, you have skill-based matchmaking in multiplayer, so why do you need a ranked play mode? But I like personally having some sort of actual rank associated with that if I'm going to be sweating, I'd at least like something to show off with that, if that makes sense. I don't know if that does, but anyways, ranked play will be coming. At the turn of the new year here, as we've already described, we have the Vortex event coming where we have the new maps of Spore Yard, Satan's Quarry, and Tetanus. Those coming along with the new LTM, which will allow you to play free-for-all for a ray gun in multiplayer. You'll have new challenges and a new reward camo of the Magma camo. So all that kind of stuff is coming, which will be fun to play around with. We already talked about that, so don't want to spend too much time on that. We'll have a new map of Rio coming at mid-season on the 17th. That's a fun action-packed map. I got to play that at Sledgehammer earlier in the month, but it's a nice little combo of like all play styles. Close quarters in the center mall area, long lines of sight for snipers on the ends, and more. And it's one that I think is going to be generally enjoyable. It's not as dense and compact and maybe corner heavy as, say, Greece, but also a little larger than something like Meat, where it's not just a sort of kill factory. Seemed like a nice little pace from the couple of games that we got to play on it, but again, we only got to play like 2 games on it, so don't have a massive grasp on how it will play out in the wild just yet, but I enjoyed it whenever I did play it. We'll have the new weapons, the HRM-9 SMG and the TAC Evolvery coming at mid-season. We've already talked about these again recently, the HRM-9 seemingly being in the Armory unlocks, the TAC being in the classified sector of the Battle Pass, so don't want to break into those too quickly. If you want to learn more about those, we did put up videos recently on the channel that broke more in depth to that. We'll have new events and bundles coming in season with A-Train and the souped up LTM for the boys in MP again. There's also going to be a classified operator, but that's just going to be Firecracker from the boys. So tying in with that one, we know of the leaked weapons, the Anvil B, EM1, ASM1, Ball 27, Moors, Type 98, Beretta ARX 160, Beretta ARX 200, Spaz 12, and the AXMC. And the leaked camos of the Windfall, Ductile, Abyssal, Velvet Radiance, Forest Gloom, Acerbic Royal, and Hard Target camos, all coming at some point throughout the next couple of seasons here perhaps, because it does not seem like we'll see every one of those in Season 1. Previously it was kind of the maybe that would happen because there was, I want to say, like 2 more camos that were leaked above and beyond the amount of weeks that we had in season whenever those were introduced, but that's not the case. One of those leaked previously was the Tiki camo. That is an Activision employee only one, so that took that off the board. We had a couple of things last more than 1 week, which again kind of changed the timelines of things, so now we have more camos than weeks left, so we'll see how that all breaks down. But there's also likely going to be additional streaks incoming in Season 2, 3, and beyond based off of how Season 1 began. But multiplayer content aside, Zombies also has a decent bit of gameplay changing things here, with the biggest that I'm looking forward to being the exfil streaks that have been leaked within Zombies. Now it's unmentioned when this update will go live, whether it's a Season 1 Reloaded, a Season 2 Reloaded, Season 3, or whenever, but in the game files there are mentions and strings pointing towards 10 different exfil streaks that give you different bonuses every time you go along. So if you guys remember DMZ, it's that exact same system of giving you a sort of perk, but not a perk in this sense in zombies, every single time you successfully exfilled with a contract completed during that prior game. You could end up getting upwards of 10 exfills as that max. You have 10 additional perks active on your person, so basically specialist bonus here whenever you play DMZ. But this time around, it's way easier, and we'll touch on that in just a second. But the exfill streaks, when these do come, look to be successful exfill number 1, starting with 500 essence in your next game. 2 is to start with 5 armor plates. 3 is to start with 1,000 essence. 4 is to start with 30% off perk machine cost. 5 is to start with 1,500 essence. 6 is to increase contract payout every contract. 7 is to start with 2,500 essence. 8 is 50% off mystery box costs. 9 is to start with 5,000 essence, so enough to pack a punch right out of the gate. And 10 is to start with 20% off pack a punch costs. So you'd have more than that at the beginning to pack a punch immediately. So that is some really big and helpful things here, no matter how you play zombies and interact with the gameplay loop. But this is going to be wildly helpful, I think, to a lot of players, because realistically, how many times are you dying in a zombies match or in an overall like season length of sessions? Unless you're doing tier 3 consistently, under leveled and under geared, unless you're going into the dark ether consistently, doing crazy tough stuff, this is going to be insanely easy to obtain for someone, say, leveling weapons, or someone who's doing zombies camos, because you can do all those additional bonuses and just simply get in and out of there real quickly. You're in the low threat zone, medium threat zone perhaps, most of the time here at that. So it's going to be one of those things that is just incredibly easy to get to those 10x fills and then also to farm those bonuses afterwards, which is awesome, I think. There are additionally more warlords and additional acts upcoming, but that's some stuff that we just know of from the game files. There is no sort of indication as to season 1 reloaded, season 2 reloaded, or any time beyond, but that's stuff to recognize. Now, Warzone, rounding out the third and final massive mode here at this, is a lot of stuff, but it's more like larger picture items that come across the entire year that we know of so far. In the immediate viewpoint here, we have the Champion's Quest or Nuke contract coming with Season 1 Reloaded. For those that do not know what the Champion's Quest contract is, or that Nuke contract, you end up having to win 5 Warzone games in a row for that contract to be available and spawn in. Once you end up winning those 5 games in a row, it depends on how many players in your squad on how much you can end up attempting to go after the nuke, because in solos you have 1 try, 1 contract activation. Duos, you have 2 tries, 1 per player. Trios, you have 3, again, 1 per player, and you probably guessed it, 1 per player, 4 opportunities in quads. From there, you have to activate the contract, pick up the elements, then deposit them and hold down the site until it detonates. If you do, you end up not only winning the game, but in the past here, you've also been able to get exclusive rewards only available by completing that contract, something that of the general populace, they're very rare to come across. Now, of course, if you're in that sort of skill-based matchmaking bracket where you see the sweats all the time, you're probably going to go up and see that happen. But like, of the millions of players that have interacted with the game over the past year, well, not nearly as many have those items. But in the past, they started out being things like a singular blueprint, a uniform for an operator. Then in the last 2 seasons of season 5 and 6 within Warzone 2, they actually ended up giving us universal camos to earn, which were awesome, I think. Unfortunately, I never got those. I've choked so many nukes here in the day, and then season 6, I didn't really play even at all, didn't really care to. So I missed out on those 2 camos. Gonna hopefully not make the same mistake here if they introduce new camos in season 1 Reloaded or season 2 and beyond, but just know there will be additional rewards to go for if you want to try that super hard contract, again, to the general populace. Then Warzone Ranked at some unspecified time will be returning as well, where again, as we mentioned with Modern Warfare 3, it's gonna be the same sort of thing on how Warzone Ranked worked this past year with Warzone 2. The same divisions, SR gains, so divisions of bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, crimson, iridescent, top 250. SR gains being granted by kills, assists, placements, and placement bonuses for additional kills and assists the further into the game you go. Rewards, prior we had the same sort of thing as MP, where it was smaller items, then a camo for like a veteran. I think it was 500 kills or assists in ranked. And then in season 5, you also had that placement camo, which I loved. I'm hoping they do more placement camos going forward. I think that, again, camos are just the way forward with rewards and what's actually tangible and what makes it feel worthwhile. And it seems like with how much Sledgehammer's investing into camos for weekly events and stuff like that, that it may be possible. So absolutely would love to see that kind of stuff. But Warzone Ranked will be returning, but at an unspecified time. Again, that's one of those things that I greatly look forward to, because while yes, public matches can sometimes be very sweaty, if I'm going to be sweating it out, I'd love to have a rank associated with it. I'd love to hit Iridescent here again and maybe get any sort of rewards that come along with that one. But a little later on down the line here at that, we'll see Rebirth Island, Fortune's Keep, and then Verdansk later on in the year as rumored. Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keep are both confirmed, though the timetable again of rollout is not necessarily. That could be something that we see it roll out maybe season 2 Reloaded for the first one, and then I would guess probably a season after the first introduction of Fortune's Keep is when we see Rebirth Island introduced. So if it's like a season 2 rollout for Fortune's Keep, I'd imagine Rebirth Island is season 3. If it's a season 2 Reloaded rollout, I'd expect a season 3 Reloaded rollout, though again, that could be wrong. That's just the way that I would anticipate them doing that, so they have something massive to market each of those seasons upcoming, and then the later season just start to get into stuff with like Black Ops, Gulf War, and COD 2024. But Verdansk, of course, again, is that Black Ops Gulf War Season 1 rumored introduction as of right now. Has not been confirmed, but way later down the line, Verdansk looks to be returning to Warzone for another year. Now, all of that stuff, of course, is being said, but on the interim, other things that you can expect are, of course, weapon balancing, gameplay changes that happen every season, quality of life updates and adjustments. Those kind of things are not going to be going away, but on a top-down level, these other items are like the bigger ticket marquee items that you can expect within Warzone. And that is where we're going to call it. That is basically everything that we know of right now of like larger importance, I would say, for multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone going into 2024 for Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. So that's it. That is going to wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts down below. What are you guys looking forward to of the list here of items that are upcoming? Anything in particular stand out to you? Anything you're hoping to see that wasn't on this list? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, X-Defiant, other FPS content. We got you covered here on the channel. I'd love to have you. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.